All right, my friends, Brandon, Bgb.Productions here. And I've already made a video like this before, but I'm here to make another one that's similar. Let y'all know that I've given up on yet another project, and it has to do with that Tahoe over there. Now, I did the custom exhaust on it, and honestly, everything came in motor-wise finally. But it took 4 months, and I lost all my motivation, and I said, screw it. So, this is the new grill. 2018 F150 5.0 10-speed. Platinum. First things first, got the windows tinted, you know it, but those have got to go. So right here, I've got the first piece of the puzzle. So let's get that open. All right. Hello. If you notice out there, the Tahoe is on stock wheels. Better yet, I'll touch on that subject right now real quick. Like I say, I did the custom exhaust on that thing, and then I ordered a bunch of parts for it. Custom spec Circle D converter, Guatney stage 3 cam, oil pump, all kinds of fixings on the inside of there, and I was so excited to get that thing built. Well, I put the order in 4.5 months ago. Most of everything come in pretty quickly. The cam came in 2 months later, and then the converter almost 3.5, 4 months later. I was over it. Someone at that same time had offered to buy the Tahoe, and I said, okay. And then they ended up backing out. Well, we already had our eyes on that F-150. Now, I posted the Tahoe for a certain price, and I kept it at the certain price for quite a bit. Well, I started jacking the price down, so I started removing stuff. Now, with that, I removed the brand new 20x12 Liberties on brand new Nitto mud graphs. Now those are 6 on 5.5, and obviously the new Fords are 6 times 135 millimeter. So if you sniff what I'm stepping in, I ordered adapters. Now I've seen this company online, Venom Wheels. They do a bunch of cool razor stuff or side-by-side stuff. Oh, look, the brothers are posted up, looking cute. Oh, I think eventually I'm going to put some of their wheels on the Can-Am, but it looked reputable, and they offered these on their website without having to inquire, so I said whatever. So, lug nuts, paper, more paper. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Actual billet, hub-centric, 6x135 to 6 on 5.5 adapters. And it looks like good hardware. I don't know. But let's go sweat our asses off and get those things put on. All right, so I pulled the adapters out, checked them out. Obviously, went to go jack the truck up, put them on. The hub bore on 6.135 is bigger than the hub bore on 6.55. So, their hub-centric is great on the truck side, but it does not match the hub-centric on the wheel. Luckily, I've got friends everywhere that are a lot more talented than I am even. And I'm on my way right now. I've got the adapters in tow, and I'm in the Platinum right now. And I've got one of the wheels in the bed, and my buddy's gonna chuck these things up, and we're gonna see about either A, milling the approach down on that hub bore so it fits in my wheel, or just scraping the approach out on the back side of the adapter in all. So I'll pick y'all up whenever I'm there. Oh, look, I'm here. You know you're in the right spot. just like that, we have a flat surface. 3 more to go. Got the adapters turned down. Come home. They fit great. Threw it on the truck. I was really gonna try to put these on without the lift. I gotta have the lift. It looks great. Unfortunately though, it's smashing the whole bumper, and I don't want to cut the freaking color match bumper, and it's just ramming into the fender. And fortunately, to be continued. I'll pick y'all back up whenever the lift comes in. We bought a 6-inch super lift for the F-150 here. We got King Resi coilovers for the front, and we got King external Resi shocks for the rear. I'm gonna set y'all up, and we're gonna start pulling this bitch apart. Things escalated, and I didn't record anything, and here we are. We've got everything out. The only thing we got to take out now is the sway bar. And do I have to drop the diff?
Drop the diff and pull the drive shaft.
Okay, I got to pull the drive shaft and drop the diff. So, I guess I'll pick y'all up whenever that happens. Completely underestimated this lift. Thought it was going to take a few hours. We're like 5 hours deep. The diff's out. I just had to plasma cut the frame, but look at that, baby. Now put a coat of paint on her, and then it's time to start assembling. All right, guys. A little while longer. All my help is gone. That's okay. It is 11:13. Here's where we're at. We have got the super lift cross member in there. And one thing I like about this lift, like I stated earlier, it's got that nice textured black on it. Now, I know, it would have looked cooler powder coated, and honestly, I had the powder coat, but we've been waiting so long for this lift. Whatever, you know. I mean, who's going to look at the powder coat when they're going to be looking at those shiny blue Kings? All right? Anyway, so like I stated in the last one, we cut that bracket off, got the diff drops in. Obviously, we have the drop cross members, cross member drops, which I actually just did the measurement, and I was looking at the paperwork. This lift is actually for a 4.5 to 6. Reason being is the cross member only measures 4.5 hole to hole. So I'm curious to see when I put this coilover in, what adjustment the coilover is going to be at and what adjustments that I'm going to have to make. My guess is I'm probably going to have to crank the front coilover up just ever so slightly. But anyway, literally the only thing that I have left to do now under here-ish is put the drive shaft and the sway bar back in. And then literally from there, I can stick the coilover in there, get the lower popped in, and then I can throw the spindle in and pretty much start reassembling with this. Look at that. Also, this. Next day, that cleat is playing in the background. I've got the knuckle on. I've upper and lower end, obviously, starting to put everything back together. Just always remember to look at the orientation of the speed sensor, because you'll be like me and have it back together and like done, and then have to pull it all back apart because you're retarded. But yeah, I'll pick y'all up in a bit. I'm sitting here editing this video, and I realized that I never recorded something. Right after that clip, I come to the realization that the dust shield would not fit on the knuckle correctly. I didn't quite know what was going on. It took me a little bit to figure it out, but after doing a little bit of research and checking part numbers, I discovered that they sent me a knuckle that was one part number off. It wasn't a huge difference, but the inner diameter for the upper ball joint hole was too small, and the bolts in the side of the dust shield did not line up. So I had to call Superlift, and I had to wait what felt like forever for the new knuckle to come in and roll the clip. Exactly a week apart from the last video, actually a week and a few days. Got a hold of Superlift. It took them a lot longer than I think it should, but whatever. They finally sent the correct knuckles. So here we go. We got the correct knuckles. Dust shield lines up. Brake caliper lines up. Has the mounting bolt holes for the brake caliper bolts. And then while I was waiting, I was like, you know what? I feel like the rear blocks are too big, and these stock upper control arms look like complete shit. So I took care of that. I haven't put them in yet. I'm about to, but I ordered 3-inch blocks instead of the 4-inch. And then I ordered some KSP forged aluminum uppers. I think that brings the whole ordeal together just that much more. After I put grease in it, it's got a little cap on it that sits on top of there. But, you know, I feel like this brush kind of goes with the anodized, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so as of right now, I've got the knuckles on. I've got the dust shields on. I've got the ABS sensors on. I've got the uppers on. The only thing I have to do now is put the brakes back on. And put the brakes back on, put the sway bar on, mount the other reservoir on the other side, cut some bash bars out, and we'll be ready to roll. So I'll pick y'all up whenever I'm getting ready to set this thing back on the ground. All right, I guess it's going down. Like, it's not too huge. I think it's just right. And I think putting the 3-inch block on the rear did a nice little touch to it. Now let's see if we got full turn lock to lock. Is it hitting anything? Oh, it is? What's it hitting? Bumper? The valence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can trim that. What about back there?
Yeah.
Okay. No big deal. We can trim that, and we can do a little trim on that. Get in there on those. Now, I put 2 to 4 inch uppers on it. Hindsight, I think that's too much. So, I don't know. I mean, the angle is not horrible, but it's definitely like too much. So, we might have to crank the Kings a little bit, get about an inch or so out of it. But I guess I'm gonna straighten the wheel up. honestly like not as big as I thought it was going to be. Well, I'm going to adjust the tie rods, try to get the steering wheel straight, and then I'm gonna go drive it. So I spent a little bit of time on it, wrapped a string line around it. I got the alignment drivable. Truth be told, this is probably one of the easiest IFS trucks that I've ever seen as far as alignment goes. There's literally a caster bolt on the bottom control arm, and then obviously you mess with your tie rod ends for your toe. It's not like a Chevy where it's got upper caster bolts and lower caster bolts. I don't really necessarily even know how that works, but obviously it's nighttime, so it's kind of hard to, get a decent look at it. But as it sits right now, it's got the just ever so slight amount of lean coming on in the back to the front. Now, obviously, I pulled the 4.5 inch block out. I put a 3 inch block in it. We're gonna drive it around a little bit, see where it sits, see where it settles, see how we like it. I mean, my driveway is at a little bit of an angle too, so basically, you just turn it up like that, whatever. But I mean, I think it looks great. As of right now, the steering wheel is sitting about, a little bit to the left. But as far as the tires go, they are just dead flat. Yeah, I pulled the bottom valance off. I don't know. What do y'all think? Well, that concludes this part of this video of me putting a 6-inch super lift with Kings on my wife's 2018 10-speed 5.0 f150. If y'all enjoyed this and y'all want more, like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my other socials. My biggest social is Snapchat. I post a lot of sneak peeks and snippets of my day-to-day on my Snapchat. You get to see what's kind of going on. Like, for example, I'll give you a hint. What is that and what is that over there? So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on here at the Bgb.Productions compound. So y'all stay tuned, but y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.